presidential polls and opposition unity, besides KCR's overtures. Can there be a better crude joke than Congress asking the opposition to choose a candidate who can protect the Constitution in the presidential election slated on July 24th? This statement has come from none other than the Congress president ahead of the opposition meeting convened by the TMC president and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on June 18th at the national capital, and she extended an invitation to all the opposition parties. It was to chalk out strategy as well as to field a potential candidate against the BJP-led NDA nominee. The age-old party, which destroyed the constitution and demolished institutions in a bid to retain power by none other than their most beloved leader Indira Gandhi, besides imposing the first ever emergency in independent India, justified in talking about the protection of constitution? The opposition, which tried its best to unite and put up a fight to stop the Modi juggernaut in the last elections in 2019 or the recent assembly polls, besides the Rajya Sabha biennial elections, has miserably failed. The BJP springs a surprise, exploiting the power struggle within the opposition to win 3 extra Rajya Sabha seats to retain its tally of around 95 in the 250-strong House, including 12 nominated by the President. Apart from Mamata Banerjee, even disgruntled Telangana Rashtriya Samiti, that is TRS chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao, is also trying to cobble the opposition unity to take on the Saffron Party in the next round of general elections in 2024. Yet, there seems to be no consensus emerged till now. The reason behind the failure is more and more people realize the intentions of these regional satraps trying to establish their own family fiefdoms in their respective states. Whether KCR in Telangana wanted to see his son as the next chief minister, Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal of her nephew, or MK Stalin of DMK in Tamil Nadu grooming his son as his successor, are all getting exposed as the days pass. Though Mamata stormed to power thanks to illegally overstaying Rohingyas with voting rights in West Bengal, or MK Stalin in Tamil Nadu, it's likely to be tough going for KCR and his TRS party returning to power for a third consecutive term this time around with a comfortable majority. That the dynastic politics is being rejected by the matured Indian voter is evident from the way the age-old Congress is crumbling. Samajwadi Party of Mulayam Singh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh, or Rashtriya Janata Dal of jailed Lalu Prasad Yadav in Bihar, or National Conference of Abdullahs and People's Democratic Party, that is PDP, of Muftis in Jammu and Kashmir, is all before the nation. That apart, all these leaders are caught in some graft or other charges and cases are pending against them in the courts. Lalu Prasad is already prosecuted and jailed too. Even the Congress chief Sonia Gandhi is on bail in the National Herald case, and so is her son Rahul Gandhi, who is also one of the prime accused in the same money laundering case. Even Senior Abdullah is entangled in a corruption case, while Mufti is facing serious charges of corruption cases. Nationalist Congress Party, that is the NCP, Sharad and his party colleagues are in deep trouble as the agencies could establish their links with the underworld gangsters in Maharashtra. The power struggle within RJD between the two sons of Lalu, besides serious graft charges against the entire family making their comeback to power in Bihar, seems nearly impossible in the future. A similar family feud in another Uttar Pradesh's Yadav family, that is Mulayam Singh, is also proving beyond doubt symptoms. The most corrupt badals of Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab almost got wiped out, and their possible return in the near future looks extremely difficult. Contrary to this, BJP is consolidating its position by capturing or recapturing one state after the other. The party's resounding victory in the recent UP assembly polls clearly exhibits that the BJP is unstoppable. The party had also bounced back to power against considerable odds of unholy alliances before polls in Uttarakhand, Goa and Arunachal Pradesh. The Saffron Party, which is considered as one of the largest parties in the world, with more than 20 crore membership, besides 10 crore members support from its other RSS-floated organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad or Bajrang Dal, etc., seems to be always in election mode. It is bigger than the Congress Chinese Communist Party and 10 times larger than the Congress. The BJP has polled 55% in the 2019 general elections and could win 301 seats on its own. With growing infighting within the Congress, it may lose even Rajasthan, as in the case of Punjab recently. But the BJP looks much stronger than before in Gujarat, where it looks more than confident to retain power, where elections are scheduled to be held later this year. The unholy alliance of Maha Vikas Aghadi, that is MVA, consisting of the Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress, is likely to get wiped out in the upcoming assembly polls next year. In Bihar too, where the BJP has emerged as the single largest party and had an alliance with the Nitish Kumar's JDU, is likely to win the next round of polls much more comfortably to form the next government on its own. Aging Nitish Kumar may as well give up the fight and opt to exit from active national politics quietly. While the BJP looks much stronger to further penetrate and recapture the states that it ruled in the past in the north, it may succeed in its attempt to expand its footprint in the south. It looks more or less certain of the party retaining power in Karnataka, which goes to polls along with the Lok Sabha in 2024. The party's expansion plans in both the Telugu states are likely to yield tangible results this time around. Depending on its strategies, while the party could emerge as the real challenger to the ruling TRS party, overtaking the Congress in Telangana, its absence in Andhra Pradesh depends much on the possible unity among the opposition parties like Chandrababu Naidu's TDP, Power Star Pawan Kalyan's Janasena and the BJP. Rumours are agog that the three parties may come together to take on mighty YSRCP spearheaded by YS Jagan Mohan Reddy in Andhra Pradesh. But political analysts feel that may not work out as Jagan Reddy is playing his cards well to enter into discreet understanding to give elbow room for the BJP to expand its footprint across the state. Many political analysts also feel that KCR is committing the same mistake as his erstwhile party colleague and TDP Supremo, N. Chandrababu Naidu, by exploring his national ambitions. Many political analysts also wonder how KCR, with just 9 Lok Sabha, likely to lose a few more this time around, of the 17 and 6 Rajya Sabha MPs, can imagine to dream and don a kingmaker role in the national politics. None should forget that the TDP called the shots in national politics as it had more than 30 MPs, whether during NTR's tenure or later under NCB's. But what happened in 2018 when Naidu walked out of NDA and joined hands with Congress to challenge the mighty BJP is for everyone to see. In that backdrop, one may say that KCR is treading on a dangerous path in politics, which is more likely to boomerang on him than yield any results. That looks inevitable unless he makes course corrections to his future ill-found ambitions. This is MS Purthy for Orange News 9 TV.